liquid paper.
Is that what it is?
That's what some of them say. Like the bootleg ones will be like liquid paper. Like you just whatever. It's some sort of substance that reminds me
Yo,
of
the company Big owns a lot of stuff, bro. They got pens. They got whiteout
lighters.
lighters.
Yeah, we in 2023. Everybody got all of that.
Right. What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
You can have your own fucking lighter right now, or your own fucking pen or pencil.
Yeah.
And the elevators still don't go horizontally.
So why would it?
I've been waiting for that for years. I'm just saying, bro.
That's just the
let's
treadmill like at the airport.
Outside of the airport, bro, on the elevator that goes horizontal.
Bro, we would be so fat as a human race.
It would be like Wally. The humans from that shit.
Bro, I'm just waiting for teleportation. I'm done with this shit.
Wally.
I'm done with driving. I'm done with all that shit. Let me just I'm here. The only thing I know that
teleportation.
You dematerialize, and when you rematerialize, your face is all jumbled and shit.
Beam me up, Scotty. I'm out of here.
That's why it's called it's a perfection. Like we get it.
You come out looking like Sloth from the Goonies.
Oh,
listen, some people already look like that, so we need to stick them in that bitch first, so they could crack out the right way.
They probably would come out looking like Prince Charming.
What I'm saying is, if we did master it and it works, they will fucking rape us, bro. They will fucking.
Yo, what is it with you raping this fucking?
Because rape doesn't mean any sexual content. Like people always, I know they connect it with doing harm to another person. But that doesn't only mean that.
Before we started this, you said you would be a superhero and rape all the bad guys.
I didn't say I would be with super strength and I would rape. That's hilarious. I would rape the fuck out of them so they could feel my pain.
Honestly, the crime rate would be down so crazy.
But let's not talk about. That's not the way I was trying to use it. I was trying to say like they will abuse us, and they will make us get to work at 2. Like, well, you should be here time. You have teleportation.
I mean, the crime rate would be down tremendously.
You would think.
Unless they're just out here trying to do it on their own. Doing a free
win. Would it be like the fucking time traveling shit in Terminator where it can only be organic material that goes through? It can't be inorganic material?
Like some Star Trek?
I would say it would be just organic.
Star Trek, they could use inorganic material in the fucking teleporter because they took all their clothes and phasers with them. In the Terminator, you can't do that. You have to go naked, and that's why they can't go back in time looking all metal shit.
Yeah. Never thought of it that way.
That makes sense to me. It would make sense. It should be organic.
Would it disintegrate?
I think it should be able to send.
It'll like implode.
Regular object. Huh. That don't make sense though, because a regular object is not even complicated. Putting like biochemical people, that's so much more complicated than done into. It should understand. Really.
Is that my laptop or is that
a human?
I think that's Macho's because I hear it like that too.
Yeah, Macho. I think something's wrong with your mic, dude.
I don't think it's his mic. I think it's the connection. It's a little choppy.
It's a little choppy.
Chopper style.
Yeah, all sound.
What'd you say?
I think it's Jason.
Mic check 1 2. What is this?
Can you repeat that, please, sir? Reporting live.
Keeps pausing. Hello.
This is Jason Melendez reporting live from Talking Junk Network Studios. We're having technical difficulties on Macho's end, but we're still here talking about
Can you hear me?
The Terminator and Matrix saga combined. Where
Hey, can you hear me?
does it start? Yes, we can hear you, mother sucker. Stay tuned for the next episode.
I think it's.
Let's work. Turn it down and listen to the experts. Gotta give a shout to the Talking Junk Network. Showing love, hosting battles, playing dope joints. The break room topics always staying on point. Never disappoint. We never need a makeover. We here for the takeover like Jehovah. Talking Junk break room takeover on the podcast. Dropping bomb facts on demand like Comcast. Now drop a comment whenever they're going live. Hit the YouTube channel right now and go subscribe. Peace.
Talking Junk Network,
where entertainment lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to
BreakRoom, yo.
Your favorite rapper's favorite podcast.
See, this is why I like your show. You're very charismatic. You know the right things to say.
Welcome to the Break Room, the podcast that comes to you live late night every Friday night. New topics, gritty banter. You know what you in for. The crew is here, minus a few. They should be on soon. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing great, man. How are you doing?
Feeling good.
I'm a little fucking tired. I'm not gonna lie. You ever been to a rage room?
I took
I'd love to go to one.
a rage room.
I didn't know what they are. To like a week or so ago.
So
Me and Jasmine went to one tonight.
I don't even know what that is.
You just basically pay for space and you pay for like junk, like electronics and plates and shit. And you go in there, they have a variety of weapons and you just fucking break shit.
Macho.
Oh, I know what that is.
It's people who
I
want to
didn't know
hit
it was the name.
It's for what, Dre?
for people who want to hit shit that won't hit them back.
Right.
Yeah, basically just to let out some rage, let out some anger.
Demolition Man, bro. That's it. You just go
The lady that
break
owned the
it.
place that we went to, she used to be an anger management therapist. So it could be a form of anger management at the same time. Which I didn't.
I think that's.
You think it's what?
I think that's where it surfaced from. What the fuck is this, bro?
Nah, rage rooms are fun, bro. I want to go to one at least once.
They have one in Orlando that they offer more, and it's a requirement that you take 2 of their things for your package instead of 1. So they have the rage room, they have a paint room, which is hot. You just like
splatter paint.
Right, yeah. They have a laser tag thing in there and axe throwing.
Axe throwing is fire.
Just my luck, I fucking dropped that shit right on my toe.
Damn.
Bye toe. No, I didn't drop nothing.
Bye toe. This one cried, wee all the way home.
All the way. My toe is gone. Can't run after Jenny now. I can't find her.
Jenny.
Hey, Jenny.
Hello.
Oh, sir.
Oh, word. I bet, but I'm still kind of on time. What's good? Because I legit forgot it was even Friday.
Word.
It's like that time.
It's been one of those weeks. I understand.
It's been a busy day. It's been an eventful day, and I was just chilling. And honestly, I literally forgot it was Friday. Like I didn't know what day of the week it was. That has no relevance to what's happening today.
I understand completely. I feel
How
you.
y'all doing? I feel like I ain't talked to y'all niggas in years.
We're doing all right, man.
It's been a little while. How was your holiday, sir?
Lots of good food. Did not take full advantage of leftovers. I kind of missed out on some, and then using natural ingredients is a bitch in some environments because then pies like didn't last just didn't last. They started getting mold on them like 3 days later, so I didn't even get them.
Damn.
3 days,
So
bro.
a little sad about that. Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was
the curse of a life with no preservatives.
Well, I'm saying, damn, you waited 3 days to eat them?
Bro, on Thanksgiving, I ate like a little bit of everything. I had a platter, and I was like, "Word." Once I digest some food, then I'll eat some dessert. But man, I had to eye this like a motherfucker, and I stayed up through that to play a card game, and then I just needed to pass out. My stomach still felt fat as shit. So I didn't even bother.
2 days.
And then I went back to work, and it was Black Friday that very next day. So like, I worked a 12-hour day the next day, and then like I just didn't want any, and then because I'm thinking it's gonna last more than 3 fucking days, it usually does. But no.
Tyler, I'm gonna ask you a question right now, right? I want you to be completely honest.
Yep.
How many Terminators have you seen?
2.
2?
2 and 3.
Which 2?
2 and 3.
2 and 3?
Yeah.
You're saying that
I've
shit
honestly,
like
I've never liked Terminator enough to really care to go back. I really like T2, but like the overall universe has never drawn me to it like that. I do like the connection we're making tonight. That's a very interesting add-on to it. But
what about the
movies
Matrix?
in general?
How many Matrix have you seen?
The only 3 that you should watch.
The only 3 that you should watch.
Jay, I will never tell you that your taste in movies is wrong, but I will tell you it is different, and I can tell you I definitely should not watch it. I'm not gonna say any of y'all maybe shouldn't, but I definitely don't need to be watching that shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Tyler, you a piece of shit.
Almost every single one of those movies in the past few weeks, Matrix and Terminator. And like I was telling Dre before,
like all the Terminator, you watch all them shits?
Like what? What'd you say?
He watched everything.
You watched
Jason.
Yeah, you watched all the Terminators?
The only thing I didn't watch was the Sarah Connor Chronicles because I didn't have time.
Whack.
And I watched all the Matrix except for the Animatrix because I didn't have time.
The Animatrix is kind of cool. It does put in like plugins.
I seen some of it. I didn't see it all. There's like 9 chapters, and I think I made it to like 4 or something.
I was gonna say, so you ain't see all the Matrix. You ain't see all.
How dare you?
Like honestly, it'd be more contextually better, like worth it to watch Animatrix versus 4. 4 did some retconning.
What was it?
It's not it didn't retcon anything. It kind of it's in the same. You'll see if I can explain it enough tonight. You'll get it.
It's a different rendition.
I mean,
of the
let's
Matrix.
just ask right now: does anybody care about spoilers for Matrix 4?
No, I've seen it.
Does anybody care about spoilers from anything? Because there's going to be a lot of spoilers tonight.
Come on, man.
I don't give a shit.
I just didn't see the last Terminator.
Well,
you saw all the Matrix though.
You kind of dodged a bullet there.
You saw all the Matrix so much.
I saw all 4 of them.
I feel like the 4th one they just kind of like they just needed something to make.
I don't think I've seen the last Matrix. I didn't really care to see that shit. I was like, I don't care.
Honestly, I'll be honest with you.
Very popular this opinion in this chat room at the moment. I think that one was the best out of all of them.
So I'm gonna tell you straight up, I have a bias against movies that are pretty much 2020 and up.
Say it again.
Since 2016.
I have a clear bias because there's been a clear message of agenda in almost everything, not just like movies, but in TV. There's been certain shifts and character dynamics, even if it doesn't really make sense. And I know that movie's party to it, and so even if it's good, I don't want to see it because I'm tired of it. Just like I'm tired of mediocre or bad superhero movies.
You want originality.
I want good shit. I don't really give a fuck if you have a message, in so much as you at least make it worth fucking watching.
Yeah.
But a lot of this shit is 7s at best, and I have better things to do than waste my time on a 7 I don't give a fuck about.
It's
fair enough.
So as I contemplate, I had to get other people's opinions on it before I even, just think about watching it.
I wasn't really a big fan of the fourth one.
I like the fourth one because it explains the whole fucking him and Trinity shit.
He'd explained that in the second one.
Yeah, like what is there to explain?
I kind of agree with Mach.
They fucking.
Yeah, they're just like the yin and yang of each other.
It's like
one thing we're gonna learn from this episode is that there is a whole deeper meaning within the Trinity and Neo relationship.
We already know that, like the Trinity, and he's the one, and they're trying to make a biblical connection. Yeah, got it.
No, fuck all that.
No,
they did a role reversal thing.
No, let's just watch it right here. Let's just watch the whole shit.
The whole movie right now.
Yeah, fuck you too. Put it on.
Talking junk commentary.
Technically, we could play it without fucking
without
audio.
sound.
I would have to read it. The whole shit.
Honestly, that probably would make it better.
Probably, but let me tell you firsthand. I kind of explained before we even, maybe a month ago, just before Corey started. I was kind of explaining to them where I wanted to go with this episode. And
you want to go,
bro? I'm telling you, it's just
the robot city.
Just doing the research a little. It's a whole deeper meaning within their relationship. It's not just the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ thing. It's not. I'm not even going to take it biblical. I'm going to rest solely on the characters and the storylines. Fuck the biblical aspect of it all. All of it. John Connor, Jesus Christ, Neo, the one. He died on the cross or whatever the fuck. All of that. No. Fuck all that.
Died on a cross.
When he died, he made a cross. I just watched it last night. When he fucking died in the Matrix. Neo.
Oh, and the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's laying on the thing like this.
Yeah, it was like it was a cross, and like the light made a cross, and then it made him into like an angel.
Yeah.
And he comes back in 3 days, just like his name is 3 letters long.
Then in the Matrix, when the Matrix
that sounds so lame when you say that.
It was a fucking Phoenix.
Yeah.
Let's regroup.
They remade the Matrix. They it's like what is it,
right.
bro?
It's a
different rendition. A different rendition of the Matrix.
Remember in the first one, his driver's like it expired 9/11 or something like that.
Yeah.
Little.
At the end of the second one, he's like the architect was like, "Oh, this is the Matrix has been rebuilt 6 times. Like this is the 6th time, and then the 4th one is the 7th time. 7 days.
Yeah, he had like 80
it's not the 7th time.
The 4th one, isn't it?
The 4th one's not the 7th time. If you would pay attention to the 4th one in the beginning, Neo killed himself numerous times within that span.
Yeah, that's evidenced by all those things in the back.
So he's suicidal.
No, he killed himself in the Matrix.
Okay.
Yeah, he would jump off a building.
What a loser.
So it was years. It was which is why Jada Pinkett in that movie is so old.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck her.
She's old because she's fucking old.
I would have 10 times rather seen the OG Morpheus than
she's old because
she's
his
husband.
Yeah, she's old because she's a decrepit evil woman. That's why she looks so fucking old.
Yeah,
she's a Will Smith husband.
Yep.
She's the type of woman that'll grab her crotch like she got balls.
She's trying to be
Tupac now.
before we start the movies and shit, do y'all know who Sophia Stewart is? And Dre knows who she is.
But yeah, she's the one who wrote the original stories. I watched TikTok.
Yeah, right. We have
the YouTube documentary.
Yeah, no, I definitely heard about it a little bit. Like maybe only a couple years ago, I actually learned that it was a woman that had written them, and that she happened to write both, and they were originally connected.
I grew up with that.
Know that.
That's
but
what
the Wachowski brothers took the idea.
He's in Terminator films.
You see the comment? It says OJ turned down the Terminator role. Thank God.
Right.
Bro, just because he was too busy practicing real life.
That's right. It's totally right. Watch, listen.
It's the real life Terminator.
Terminator is the prequels to the beginning of the Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So JC, John Connor's Jesus Christ goes up to being Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. The Matrix is in the future. The Terminator is the past. It's time travel, past, present, and future time travel. It's the second coming of the Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machine. So the machine, the Terminator machines hear that a child is going to be born that's going to terminate them in the future when they oppress man. To see, it's a man versus the machine. It's God's children versus man's children, which was technology. So
broke it down real quick.
I mean, it's not that complicated. Let's be clear.
Well,
she put it.
I'm not gonna.
Well, sentences though.
But she's saying that Neo is Sarah Connor's son.
Right.
Where's
so
John?
Let me just say this, right?
John is Neo.
Let's not hurt our brains to try to fit James Cameron's Terminator and the Wachowski sisters.
No, it was the brothers. It was the Wachowski brothers that did that. They did that shit
right?
Except for the fourth one. That would be the sisters.
The woman has to do with this.
Regardless of all the fucking controversy, right? She wrote the story as one. We never read her story. She never seen any original adaptation to her actual story. Trying to fit these two universes in because they kind of plagiarized on it is kind of crazy. It doesn't fit.
It kind of plagiarized. They definitely stole the whole shit.
Right.
Zuckerberg.
Hold on. So you telling me that lady wrote the actual books, like
the screenplay?
Right. So in the early 80s, Sophia Stewart wrote and copyrighted original epic science fiction book and a script called The Third Eye Matrix. The body of work was later adapted to the screen as The Matrix and the Terminator movie series and trilogies. Now,
he won in court too, by the way.
Where can I get that book? What's it called?
Because it's blatant.
It's called The Third Eye Matrix.
Third Eye Matrix. Let's see if it's a real thing.
Nick, we ain't lying.
There's a book about the mother of the Matrix, the Sophia Stewart story.
How long have you been here, Mark? You gonna doubt us now?
He like, I need to do some research.
It started with James Cameron, right? This motherfucker said he had a dream one night of the Terminator.
Yeah, typical white nonsense.
Right. The Wachowskis have no idea what they said, but
what your dream was?
I had a dream. Like I heard that before, white man. Don't be getting slick out here.
How much money did the Terminator series make altogether, and how much money?
Just more than she'll ever see in her life, as she should have.
Now she did win some paper in court. She definitely won.
Not the billions she should have.
Not the revenue that the Terminator made, or the Matrix itself too.
I bet James Cameron made more money off of that than her. And James Cameron is this motherfucker is gonna give us 7 avatars, but let's not talk about that.
I still ain't even seen the second one.
It's not cool.
Good. Don't ever fucking watch it.
It's not cool.
Terminator proved highly profitable, taking
home
$78.3 million at the box office, and that's just the first Terminator.
You said 78.
78.3 million at the box office. That's just the first Terminator.
78.3 total?
Total.
Is there
that's back in the 80s, though, right?
Is there an inflation adjustment?
Bro, I'm gonna do the inflation adjustment right now, but that's just the first Terminator.
Just the box office.
That sounds like really low. I'm not gonna lie, even for them.
Yeah, the Third Eye Matrix is not even a story. It's just about how it's her story about how they sold her shit.
Well, you got your.
Come on, man. What's up with this shit?
I'm fucking with it.
I'm not touching it, bro. There's something in here just knocking it over.
We just seen it. We just
you better praise the Most High, man.
Behind you, it's a gay
Got that
superhero.
Ooga Booga trying to get on your shit.
Get out of here.
I thought he was like yelling.
All right, October 26, 84.
That's a good start, bro.
I want to read her actual screenplays on this shit.
I think you can. There's a website where you can just read screenplays. Not all are available, but there is a website where you can just
There's
download.
that Third Eye book. That shit's about her case. It's about the case that she.
Just a quick aside.
I broke the inflation calculator.
You said
What?
you broke?
Yeah, I broke it.
I know inflation is insane, but it couldn't be so insane it broke the fucking calculator.
Right, it's only $78. Like that's a lot of money, but inflation.
Like I'm thinking like 300,000 is what that would be.
300 million, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, 300 million.
Sounds
Also,
right.
quick aside regarding screenplays, Macho. I know they have to be accessible because there's mad videos on YouTube of famous voice actors reading screenplays word for word and doing the voices of characters in the cartoon characters they do. Like Winnie the Pooh does Darth Vader in one, and then they have guys from Animaniacs and like other shit in there, and like the Powerpuff Girls, and they're all doing voices line for line from the movies. It's pretty funny. So I'm pretty sure they're accessible, but not necessarily everything.
We need to do that,
bro. Absolutely. You and I have good voices, and we should be making money off of it. But life is a bitch, and it tries to keep us from doing so. So you let me know. I'll schedule it in.
I have Saturdays and Sundays off, so you let me know.
Simulation seekers.
Just do
Okay. I will work that. I will let them know at work, and I'll get it sometime.
Because if we
could you find us something to work on, I'll make sure we get some time to work on it.
I want the
Bro, you name it, we could do it. We could take the most obscure fucking movies. Let's just start off with
let's do Earth Girls Are Easy.
The ones that are in the public domain that people love.
Okay.
From back in like the 60s.
Let's do the Marx Brothers, A Night in Casablanca.
All right.
That might be a little too old, but it's a good ass movie.
Go ahead and do my dinner.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
What does physical virtual reality simulation mean? That shit.
It means suck my dick, mate. That's what it means.
It means you're in virtual reality, but you can feel it.
Physical virtual reality simulation.
You can feel it.
Oh, are you looking up one of those virtual porn girl sisters? So you can fuck any e-girl that you see. You just put on your cock and it feels very real.
But it says this is because our lives are taking place within a physical virtual reality. That's bullshit. Suck a fuck.
Macho, why are you always taking care of your didgeridoo?
Your didgeridoo?
What is this?
Web of Lies.
It looks like Cool Song 46 and 2.
It's a Web of Lies.
Just take a gander because that's where we're going to start.
Is this your testosterone chart, nigga? Like, this is your demographics.
If you look here, you can see where he's going in and out of the universe.
Right here, he has boobies. Over here, they're packs. Over here, boobies. Over here, packs.
No results. 2029, non-existent.
Now, if you look right here, it's just brief, but his nuts shrivel up real small like raisins, but then they go back to normal.
And then the last one is just question mark. Skynet.
What's the green one? Oh, that's Skynet.
Oh, Skynet. They have Skynet. That exists.
Kyle Reese.
Oh, so it's going to the future till whenever. So basically, like the machines are the Skynet.
Yeah, those
in the
T-shirts
Matrix.
for the robots.
In the Matrix.
300 TX.
Oh, so like Skynet
This is automated. This is not a
is
Matrix.
fucking Agent
That's
Smith.
what we're talking about, bro. Yeah, the Skynet's basically like Agent Smith and the machines and
But
all that.
then what's going on with Agent Smith? Are we going to? I'm just curious if we're going to talk about that because obviously he's a rogue, like independent thinking.
Was he in the fourth
system.
Hey,
Yes,
listen,
he was.
they fucked this chart up.
Now,
Yes, he was.
did they get the same
He
actor?
was in the fourth one,
No,
and I have a theory for Agent Smith also.
But it wasn't the same
Okay.
actor. It wasn't the same one.
No,
No, it wasn't the same one. It was another actor.
In 1984, it says Harry's and the Terminator. And
It was that other white guy. I know who it is.
the other white guy. I know who you're talking about still.
Yeah. I can't think of his name, but he's in other movies and stuff. I know who he is.
He's always a bad guy in all the movies.
I can't think of his name, but I think he was in Game Night with Jason Bateman and all them. If I'm thinking of the right person.
No.
Let's see.
I can show you that.
Harry's was born in 1984, right? How the fuck in 2030, when they show him in the movie, he looked young as fuck?
Who?
So apparently it's some motherfucker named Jonathan Groff.
He will be 46.
Which movie are you talking about?
Oh no, that's dude.
No, I'm looking at the chart. It says Kyle Reese was born in 84.
Right, but which movie are you talking about that he looks
That
young as
nigga's
fuck?
alive now.
Oh,
he's
he looks young.
He's probably managing on fucking Target right now.
Looks kind of old in the first one. He didn't look like he was fucking in his 40s.
Who are you
Of
talking
course
about?
he does. Hell no, you didn't see him. He looked like he's in his 40s.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he looked like he could be late 30s and
Kyle
just
Reese.
war. Like, have you ever seen those the pictures of people from World War I beforehand, where they're literally boys, but then a couple years later, because of the war, they look like grizzled old men? He could have been in his 30s, hypothetically, but he came from the future where shit was fucking crazy, and he's been going to that type of shit because I think was it in 3 or was it 4? Maybe I saw 3 of them because I know one of them they had what's his name in it from American Psycho, and he was the main character, and I remember seeing that one.
You would think someone that is
Christian
that
Bale.
Yes, thank you.
In Salvation.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, I've seen
if they're making machines that can fucking take you into the future 40, 50 years or into and these machines are fucking conscious in so much way, don't you think they have some sort of like rejuvenation fucking pod that you could just get in and not get old? You know what I'm saying?
That's what they're in the Matrix.
Well, if you watch the Animatrix, they actually show that humans were fucking dicks, and that's why shit popped off.
I remember they said that they
droids and like robots
the Earth.
and AI.
They nuked the Earth and they like basically covered up the sun with the clouds, so the machines needed energy, and they made the humans. They incubated them to put them in the Matrix.
That was way. All right.
That would never happen in real life.
That was an Animatrix. So like at some point, the AI was smart enough in the robot shit that they had to be like, y'all are fucking cocksuckers, kind of like the apes in Planet of the Apes, honestly.
I can't wait for that new movie to come out.
I didn't know they were gonna make another one, and I have been watching the modern ones because I haven't seen them. I just watched the first one, and I'm curious to see where it goes. But
it's good.
Fuck, what was I talking about?
How the machines uprose and basically became sentient.
Oh, right. They became sentient enough to realize that they were being treated completely unfairly, and so they realized that the only course of action was violence. And it's not like that was their first course of action, but humans on an overall scale treated them like items and commodities when they were clearly exhibiting more than that. And because of that, they were like, all right, well, we're going to take advantage of the fact that we're made of fucking metal and you're flesh, and we're going to start fucking you up. And that's why humans ended up nuking the planet, because they engineered them to be powered by the sun, so they wouldn't have to worry about that shit. And what that ended up doing is getting them put into pods.
Yep, and then they forced the underground, or forced the humans underground into a city of Zion that's mentioned in the Bible.
The many cities of Zion.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is, that's the most retarded way of going about it, is to fucking use a nuke. That shit is so fucking, like, you just created fucking self-conscious fucking robots, and that's your solution. Why not EMP them? Why not fucking EMP the motherfucking board, bro?
They have, if the
it's
third one
not
have to get
detailed,
to,
but
they have to get to the main part of it to do it. Like they
Bro,
can't.
that's nonsense, bro. That's no.
They got to get
like you remember in
In
Matrix
real
3
life,
that giant ass
that
city
we
that
won't allow
has
that shit. That shit will happen.
Yeah, the giant city where all the machines were. It was like New York, but machinified.
and like on the outside it was nothing but their most best batteries of fucking defense, and of course because of the movie they got through. But in reality, if they had that shit set up, there's not going to be a random ship that's really going to come through to that. How did they get through? A very cinematic moment where they went up and saw the sky, but it really was ridiculous.
And also Neo was using his
source of
powers
energy,
outside
though.
of the Matrix. Like I didn't understand how he could do
True.
that.
Yeah,
What
that
was the
was
source?
not.
What was the
That was
source of
probably the
energy
only
again?
thing that wasn't really explained to me in that movie. The
Yeah.
rest of it I could track, but that didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah.
What was the source of energy again? You said, Corey.
The original source was the sun,
And then it was humans.
and then it was humans.
The sun ain't powering no fucking machine, bro.
Well, the machines realized that humans were putting off a certain frequency of energy, so they decided to incubate them. But they kept dying in the incubation tube because they would go brain dead. So they figured out, let's make them a simulation called the Matrix, and
Keep
they
them
just lived their
alive.
normal lives they did in 2000.
Well, that's hyper intelligence.
That's superior intelligence.
Yeah, but the whole point of the movie is that you can't beat the human consciousness. That's why they always win that battle. But what I'm trying to say is, why not just use the sun? You said they use a nuke to block it out, block out the sun. How would that block out the sun, though?
Which is ridiculous. They already have weather covering systems.
It's the clouds.
It's the clouds that covered up the sun. It's like gas. What is it? Like acid rain. It creates all that.
It's not like clouds as you know it. It's like a perpetual state of like bad clouds.
It just destroys the ozone layer to where there's nothing to like dehumidify the sky or anything like that. Like it's just
they destroyed the ozone layer, nigga. You
basically. But when you nuke something like when you
but
if
you watch the Matrix, they didn't destroy the ozone layer because when they went up, I think in the third one. They went up in the sky. They showed a beautiful fucking sky.
Yeah.
Oh, did they show a blue sky?
Yeah, beautiful sky.
Okay.
Let's start here real quick though. Right?
All right.
Timelines are a big thing because of the plagiarism. Now, I don't want to start where the Matrix starts with the years because they start from 2099. It says believed by the resistance to be around 2099, but it is in fact perhaps 500 years later. So that would make it 2699.
He tells him in the beginning, right?
Yeah, that's the beginning.
Yeah,
from the first Matrix.
Yeah.
Why would it be $26.99 if you said 500? It would be $25.99.
Because it said around $21.99, but it is in fact perhaps 500 years later.
I remember him saying something about they lost like 500 years or something, like they didn't know what was going on for a long time, and then somebody woke up, which is Neo, but in a different rendition of the Matrix.
So hear me out. Fuck all that $20.99. I mean $21.99, $26.99 bullshit, right? Let's go off and just say that these motherfuckers had no idea how long they were there. And let's just say
so you're saying it could be anywhere from like 0 to like thousands of years type of range?
Yeah. So this question mark here where Skynet is, Matter of fact, if you want, you could call that 26.99. Right there, that
as
question
an example,
mark.
just to keep an eye out, like where to help us at.
Right. Skynet, that question mark is where the Matrix is. 26.99. So Skynet in 26.99 went all the way back in time to 1995 himself.
Okay.
Because that's where the problem lies.
But
that's
who
where
went back?
Skynet, the consciousness, the AI.
That's when it went live. Like on the first one, in the first movie, that's the year it went live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
He already set shit in motion, right? In the first one, when Kyle Reese went back to 84, and he's trying to explain this to Sarah, he said, she said, another future. I mean, in the future, and he said a possible future, another possible future.
Hey, can you confirm something for me real quick? Didn't he fuck his mom?
That's not his mom.
John Connor is her son. Kyle Reese is his daddy.
Okay, that's right. All right, thank you. I complete because I never bothered to watch the first one, so that's why I was like, let me ask.
Eat it, Pappy.
So I lost my train of thought because you thought this whole fucking series was based on incest.
I just saw a whole
Look, I didn't put that much weight into it because I didn't even see the first movie. I understand. I wasn't saying it was based off of incest. I just wanted clarity.
Kyle Reese told her a possible future of many of different ones. Is what you was
Right,
saying.
and that's very important to keep going on with this whole story, especially within the Terminator franchise by itself.
Is it so?
Right, because the Matrix is an alternate option. Right.
I don't think it is. I think the Matrix is the future that actually happened.
Either way, it's
why they said
it's an alternate from the Terminator future.
So at the end of the Matrix, right? If you don't count the last one that you guys don't like, the machines basically lost because they were forced into peace. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Machines don't like to lose. So what are they going to do? They're going to find any possible way to win. So they send themselves back to 95 to create another possible timeline to where Neo didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, it has to know about all of that. So it planted itself in the timeline right here. Let's call this just to piss you guys off, let's do what Marvel does and call this big white line here the sacred timeline.
Okay.
I don't even know what the fuck that is, but keep going.
Wow. Okay.
So if you look, the yellow planted itself in the sacred timeline in 95.
Mm-hmm.
That's where Skynet Central Plantation is. Right there. Leading all the way back to 2030 when it sent the first T-1000 or T-800 to 1973.
To
Terminator
kill,
1.
Terminator 1.
Time out. I got a little too far. Terminator 1 is 84. Don't pay attention to 73. That comes later. From 2030 all the way to 1984. That's Terminator 1 to kill Sarah Connor. That's where it thinks is it has to happen. You know what I mean? It has to start from the beginning. It has to kill the mother of the savior. Which I still don't believe Neo.
Wait, so 1984 was Terminator 1.
Yeah.
Right?
84 is Terminator 1, yeah.
If you look
you
at
want to know what 73 is, I'll explain it in a second.
No. I'm talking about if you follow either the green or the orange line.
Well,
on
the green is because at the same time in 2030,
okay,
in the
so
fall
it's the green one.
It obviously didn't go as he planned when he planted himself in the fucking sacred timeline, because in 2030 was the fall. 2029, 2030 was the fall of Skynet.
I went to check my phone for a bit.
Right.
Okay.
That's which is why they sent back the T-1000 to kill Sarah Connor, and fucking
failed.
John Connor sent Kyle Reese back so he can even be born and realistically plant himself on the sacred timeline.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say. But you're following. You keep showing me. You keep following the orange line. It's the green line that goes back to 28.
So does the orange line, but the orange line is the bad guy, bro. That's what I'm following.
Yeah, because it stops here for a moment.
So the one in 73, the one in 73, that's Genesis, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll get there. Now, 84, when they went back, they changed the timeline again, because he changed it when he came all the way back from the Matrix to 95.
When the fuck he do that?
Man, how is the timeline still going if John Connor was never sent back in the first place? Not John Connor, Kyle Reese.
New timelines in the same timeline. That's why you can't find one.
84 twice.
The time has to happen for him to get sent back. It makes no sense, bro. Time travel makes no sense to me.
That's because we don't understand time and we can't write it really.
Yeah, it don't make sense.
But really,
Skynet
was the first one to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Both times.
And then they failed. And then they failed.
Every time they failed. Because they don't take into account human will, which we'll bring into that in a second too.
Which is fucking crazy, because they could figure out how to make a matrix of a fake reality, but they couldn't figure out that willpower is actually real.
But it took them a while to actually perfect it. And did they even perfect it is the question.
I was thinking the same
because they're retarded and they need men just like women do. No, I'm just fucking.
So let me break this down.
That's the truth, man. Don't ever retract what you said.
Getting back into it, right? 84 changed the timeline completely, because now she's aware of what they are, right?
Yeah.
And now John Connor is even born, because had Skynet not even sent somebody back to kill Sarah Connor and John Connor not follow suit, none of that would happen.
Kyle Reese is not from her timeline. He's from the future.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, how did Skynet get overthrown by John Connor if Kyle Reese never met her? They sent Kyle Reese back because John Connor was born. Where does the timeline Kyle Reese gets born? You know what I'm saying? Like, Kyle Reese was born in the future. He's only like 30 years old in the movie.
Right.
Much like real life in the obfuscation of black people also being Jews, they kind of hide the fact. No, I'm just fucking off. Just keep it. I just wanted to bring up something.
They're basically never ending cycle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like time is happening at the same time.
Now, I'm
basically.
not saying there aren't flaws to these stories, because that's the main one. You know what I mean?
It makes absolute sense to me, though. Like, all right, he's born in the future, right? John Connor is born in the past from a
future man.
From a future man, which makes sense because
it
does.
It can make sense.
It changes the whole history. Once the original timeline begins, the first timeline, the original, then Kyle Reese comes and goes into the past. Now the timeline
in the original timeline, if Kyle Reese was never sent back, Skynet would have never been overthrown by John Connor. The reason John Connor is born is because John Connor overthrew
Skynet. Now, think about it like this, like I just said. Let's just say none of that even happened, right?
Yeah.
We lost. In the Matrix, we lost. The Terminator is not even the first part of this. Let me put it that way. The Matrix is the beginning.
He said,
right?
"Oh, Wonder Woman. They lost."
That's right. That makes sense because of what you said before about like after them losing, they want to go back. And so that makes it start the Terminator franchise. Which, in regards to like Kyle Reese and like John Connor and stuff like that, if you think of, there's really a giant, like think of it kind of like an Ethernet cable or something like that, or a cable where there's just a lot of smaller cables inside of it. The larger cable is shared timeline. Within that cable are individual timelines that, if they like, your future here in the timeline could be that your relative future is the past of another timeline.
All right. So how about this? Let me just put my theory out there so you can kind of understand where I'm coming from better. Now that you understand that the Matrix was first, right? Where does Kyle Reese come from?
His mother.
Well, she said that Neo is John Connor. Well, I call bullshit on that. I don't think that John Connor is Neo at all. I think
look the same.
I think Neo is actually Kyle Reese.
I was thinking that too.
And Sarah Connor is Trinity.
And John Connor is
John Connor is
look alike.
Morpheus.
John Connor is their love.
So you mean like that?
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Like John Connor doesn't exist, or
no, he does exist.
John Connor is the connection. Oh, okay, not the love. Let's use a different word. Then he's
In
the
the
connection
Matrix,
between the two of them.
And the fourth one, really kind of plays into this theory.
Bro, just talk about the fourth one. None of us give enough of a fuck for you.
I am. I'm not giving it up. I'm just saying.
I saw it. Corey saw it. You saw it. Dre saw it. The only person didn't see it was
You're making me lose focus. I'm gonna give it up. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna explain it all. But
I get what you're saying. Like it's their love, but
right. But the fourth one shows this. If you watch them all, you can see this play out as an Easter egg. Now that I'm telling you this, but it's really there. They say it through the whole fucking original trilogy. You're not looking for that.
They were telling on themselves, stealing from that poor woman.
What you're thinking is that Neo is the one. He's Jesus Christ. That's what you're thinking, but you're not seeing what's really playing out. And they show you it more in depth in the fourth Matrix movie, that it's their love. Because Trinity is the one that has the Neo powers in that one.
Yeah.
Right. But in the first Matrix, the second Matrix, and the third Matrix, their love is what kept them alive and kept them fighting. Neo would never even have those powers if they didn't love each other. And from the Oracle's
he did use his powers to pull a bullet out of her body and like heal her, though.
But in the first Matrix, she's just her words and her touch are what brought him back to life. Her love.
After he got shot in the hall, after he got shot in the hallway by Agent Smith.
The connection.
Right. I mean, I feel you. I'm not as deeply enthralled by that move because I've seen that happen on like medical dramas, but I feel you.
Now, hear me out. We've seen from the fourth one that there are good robots. There are good AI that want the human AI war to be over. So when Skynet lost all the way back in the Matrix, the good people, sent Trinity's essence and fucking Neo's essence back. Right with them.
When you say essence, you mean their consciousness?
What the fuck does that mean? You can't just say that.
You can have essence.
What if the first,
like sending a fart in time? Like what do you mean?
What if like the first Terminator is the first rendition of the Matrix?
Exactly.
I just stumbled upon it. So the first Terminator would be the first rendition.
I can see
but
that.
It's what really happened. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
That makes I understand the kind of like the association.
Yeah.
So who the fuck is Arnold Schwarzenegger in the first one? Who he's supposed to be?
Agent Smith.
He's the bad guy.
Now, that was my first theory, right? That Arnold would be Agent Smith, but I don't think so.
He does have
now.
He's the Oracle.
Who is he? He's the
Now
Oracle.
you see, Agent Smith and Neo are one, right? They're connected.
They're the good and the bad.
Each other.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, I get that.
Neo is Kyle Reese. Agent Smith is John Connor. Where my theory takes a peek on this is Genesis.
John Connor was their love.
Yes, John Connor is their love, and that's what. Nothing is gonna make.
So you're saying the love is what allows it to work, but then that's also what is their opposition?
Their love is what gives them their powers. You know what I mean? Their abilities to do what they're doing.
John Connor
to keep the shit going. John Connor, where I'm saying John Connor's Agent Smith is because of Genesis, where things, because we're not following the timeline again. Let me get back to the timeline so we can make sense, because I got a lot ahead of myself.
I'm trying to say
right?
Just real quick, that John Connor is their love, and Agent Smith is John Connor. It kind of makes sense because Agent Smith is always telling Neo that he needs him, like you need me.
Yeah, but in Genesis, Skynet took over John Connor, made him an AI.
In Genesis, yeah.
And when he does that, the ooze that he did that with, like the AI liquid metal he did that with, is the same exact thing that fucking Smith injected into Neo.
So where does the new Terminator come into play? Because the new one is supposed to be directly after the second one. Like, this is supposed to say that Salvation and Genesis never happened.
I would say that Genesis
people didn't like the movies.
They rewrote the timeline again. Every single Terminator is a new timeline. It's not cyclical. It's not the same.
You know, let's be clear though. That's because none of them did as well as they wanted.
Right.
Well, because the third one, like, when it says the Terminator Dark Fate, huh?
I'm saying I don't think it's because each movie did horrible. I think it's just that was just the whole entire plan.
Well, that's what they're saying.
I don't trust Hollywood like that.
You got Terminator. You got Terminator 1, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and then you have like Salvation and Genesis. But then if those two never existed, then you have Dark Fate. So they're saying that those three are the main ones because Sarah Connor's still alive in Dark Fate.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying.
Of machines taking over and going into the Matrix and all that shit is so genius.
But at the third one, they did kill John Connor.
I believe that this timeline was made on purpose. It wasn't
things change, and when I meant that they sent their essence back, it's essentially them, but they're not. They don't know that it's them.
Yeah, because it's not their consciousness.
So they borrow the concept of reincarnation.
In Genesis, there was a scene where
just backwards.
The bad guy killed John Connor.
Technically,
like right whenever Kyle Reese was getting transported back, it was the bad guy had killed John Connor right there in front of him, but he was already gone. Which was Skynet. My bad.
And it's all fucking crazy because, like I said, the yellow question mark should be where the Matrix is, right? But in Genesis, where's Genesis? 2030 is when they sent back. Where is it? Yeah, that's where they sent it back to 73 and to 84 again. The Reese Sarah Connor shit. These yellow.
If you look at 2030, there's a stop in between 2018 2017. You see where it connects there.
That's not a stop. They go back there.
Yeah, and in Genesis they go back to the future.
I know what I'm saying, but I'm saying it stops there, and it crosses over and goes to 84. Because if you see that link on the bio, Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor, it stops in between 2018 and 2017. And then there's another link from 2017 that goes to 2030, which I don't understand those 2 points right there. That's been my main shit this whole fucking
wait, repeat that. What was your main shit?
what the fuck went on right here in 2017, between 2017 and 2018, and then 2017 as well. They're both connected and they make a cross right here.
Okay, so
and then
in
it goes
2030, in 2030, right? What Corey and me were just saying in Genesis in 2030, when they sent Kyle Reese back, Skynet took over John Connor's body. John Connor is the T-3000. They sent him back to 2014 to head up that generation Skynet, which is Genesis.
Okay.
So Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor were back in 84 because in 2030 they sent the T-1000 back to 73 to protect and to kill Sarah Connor, which he stood with her all the way into 84 when Kyle Reese got there in Genesis, and they changed the timeline again because she knew about everything and was ready.
Because he told her about it. Arnold.
They had their own time displacement mechanism, and they went back to 2017 to when Genesis was going to launch.
And he waited for him.
You see, so they send that T-3000 and it intersected with each other.
That's John Connor.
Oh, that's when they made him a robot.
Yeah.
That's when they made him Agent Smith.
All right. So you see the crook, but they meet each other at one point before, right there right in the middle between the two dots. 2014.
How did they go back 23 years
They see
before
each
there
other
was
in
even
like
Skynet?
some sort of fucking other place.
So essentially,
Skynet is Genesis in the Genesis movie. Like it's just going by a different name,
right? A different alias because it didn't work out for them with the whole Skynet shit in 95, in 97, in 2004. You know what I mean? In those movies, it didn't work out for them. So they went back further to 73 to try to kill Sarah then.
But she already knew because of Reese.
But that's because that's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Connor's wife sent back another Arnold to protect her.
His wife sent him back? What the hell, bro? What is this?
His wife.
They introduced what I told you before.
They introduced his wife in the third one.
So who would John Connor's wife be?
Whoever they need.
John Connor's wife?
Like if it's the Matrix and stuff like that, like she's the architect. She built the whole sacred timeline.
She could be the architect. She could
may be the Oracle.
Trinity.
And she
could be the big boob bitch from the French place.
She's not that relevant. She's not a main character. She's just like a pawn.
She's got to be a main character if she's the one who sent the machine back.
It was just her idea.
She has to be the Oracle.
Yeah, she has to see it. She has to be like everything that has a beginning has an end.
Neo in the bathroom.
The French girl.
Yeah, that's her role.
Badass. Oh, what?
All right, so where the fuck was I?
It would have made no other movies after that.
Right.
Like, yeah, you can
that
kiss
scene in the
people,
movie
that's not acting.
was confusing to me too. He's just talking about how, I guess he's the code writer for the It was weird. I didn't understand that whole scene.
After they
I think it was just her trying to be like, I can take away from Trinity what she wants because this is what you need. I think it was just a pointless power play kind of thing. Because the character doesn't matter enough for it to really matter.
Yeah.
It could be the
after they lost in Genesis is when Dark Fate happened because they sent back again another Terminator.
You know, these motherfuckers suck.
To kill John Connor, and they killed John Connor, making John Connor's whole Neo run bullshit a fucking okay. And this is, hear me out. You're gonna laugh, but it's kind of a stretch, and it might connect, it might not. But since Neo's dead now, John Connor's dead, or whatever you want to say, they effectively did what they wanted to do. They needed to do. Now comes the woman in the next one, in Dark Fate. It was the woman they had to protect. She's the one that would be the leader of the resistance or the one that would make Skynet fall.
The woman.
Before the two the last two Matrix Resurrection and Reloaded. I mean Revolution Reloaded and Revolution.
Yeah.
Before those scripts were rushed, there was originally a script for Aaliyah. Aaliyah was supposed Aaliyah. Before she died.
Oh,
The
Aaliyah,
scripts
the
were
singer.
written already and everything. And not the character, the actress, the singer.
Yeah.
No, I know. Like what was her
when you
character?
said the real person.
They rewrote the scripts. They had two different scripts. She was originally supposed to be the one.
You're telling me that they wrote a whole part for this motherfucker, and then they're like, wow, even though we have this shit worked out and the movie's ready, we can't recast?
No, that's not what I'm telling you. What I'm telling you is they had two movies written, and since she died, they rewrote both movies.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous to me.
That's crazy.
But, okay.
Now,
to the writer.
I mean, the second one and the third one came
the
out
entirety
very
of
close
the
together.
movies because Aaliyah couldn't be in them, but Aaliyah doesn't have a character that fucking matters. Like that, I don't get it.
Would you have much rather?
I would have rather seen Aaliyah play Trinity than Trinity.
Yeah, but he said after the first movie, so that was not the intention.
Who's hideous?
Bitch that plays Trinity.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Aaliyah. That's why I said I'd rather see Aaliyah play Trinity.
I guess. I don't know.
The only
honestly, I don't really care who plays Trinity. It doesn't really matter to me. Carry on Moss.
I'm telling you right now, the absolute only way that people would find Trinity 100% attractive. Well, let me let these people tell you. Let me let these people tell you. Let me let them tell you.
Troll that nigga.
Got me addicted, ain't no coke. Let's just have a toast. Anybody want some smoke? Cause it's up. I be jizzled up. Catch me sipping with my double cup. Can't just have one, you gotta double up. You pour it, gotta watch it bubble up. I ain't gon' lie, I cannot get enough. When Calvin said I need another one, gon' have you coming back for more. But go get it while it's hot, before it be sold out in your stores. That Dizzle.
This will make anybody look good.
That's what Missy Elliott
I'd rather see her play in Trinity.
Missy Elliott?
Whoever that Dizzle chick is.
I think that's Cardi B. I don't know.
No way.
Yeah, no, I don't. I've never seen One Piece.
What?
I don't know what Naruto is. Stop asking me.
Okay.
I don't watch anime. I just said that. Why are you asking me about Dragon Ball Z and fucking Death Note and Overlord and all this shit all of a sudden? Like I told you, I don't watch it. Honestly.
Okay.
I let him do that show, bro.
I want to do that show. I'm sorry. It's kind of a callback to something before you were here a little bit. We'll have, I'll have to inform you on that. But anyway, let's get back to the Matrix here. Or whatever, the fake tricks, the Terminatrix,
I don't
honestly,
remember.
Terminatrix sounds like a type of like sex or porn that you don't want to look up.
It's different.
I don't remember where the fuck I was, to be honest with you, because this shit hurts my brain, and the only way I can get it jogging is to watch these things, and it sucks.
At the end of the day,
you said
what we're seeing here is that the machines fuck up beyond just the Matrix a lot.
They always fuck
suck.
up.
They suck. They fucking suck. So just remember, when they start using machines and AI, they fucking suck. We'll be fine. Just
that's only if you're looking at it through the Matrix first point of view. Because if you're looking at it through just the Terminator timeline first, all of this shit really after everything plays out, 2032 always is going to happen. 2033 is always going to happen.
And 2014.
It comes after 2032.
So remember in the Animatrix where the robots take an uprising and they have the war and all of that, and that's where the nuke started and all of that bullshit?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
That would really be where Judgment Day is.
Which Terminator is this? I mean, which Matrix are you talking about?
Fuck my whole theory right now. We're just going to talk about where we think that the whole Sophia shit goes into, right? If this is her story, in the Animatrix where the whole machine uprising happened would be Judgment Day, technically.
Terminator 2.
Yes.
No, Terminator 3?
Terminator 2 was Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Terminator 2 was called Judgment Day, but Judgment Day.
Oh, you mean the actual event?
3. Yeah.
Rise of the Machines.
Right, it happened in 3.
Oh, because they stopped Judgment Day in the second one. I got you.
The main problem that I have with this theory being an intricate idea of intention, I guess two main issues. Is one, it's stolen ideas. We established that.
Right, but that was my theory. My theory was on the stolen ideas.
It's not a theory though. Like they did do that.
No. I mean, my whole storyline theory was on their plagiarism.
No, I understand that. And I'm just saying, like, my main issue is just, I don't feel, especially because, like, if there was a singular vision that was said and established, like, there's intention, like, kind of like what fucking Cameron's doing with Avatar. Being like, yeah, there's, like, a whole kind of story that has kind of been plotted out, whatever. It would make more sense that this was really intentioned. But I think what happened here is that people understood that there was member berries and good things in Terminator. And so they took the member berries and the good things and they brought it to their writers they could get. And they tried to, every movie after 2, make the franchise become a super franchise to where they make sequels because people want sequels. But instead, there's periods of kind of almost random disjointness to where it's like every single movie feels like a completely different idea about the whole timeline. And all they're doing is watching what came before them and then saying, I like this, but that's kind of fucking stupid. I'm gonna do this instead and kind of retcon. And what we have here is a series that has cohesion off of the fact it's retconning itself continually, and it accidentally created a potential universe that's interesting just because of other people's fuck ups, because there's not care here, there's not like regularity outside of the people you see on screen. Because why? That's right, everybody, the member berries.
Because every time, like, there's a reason why you always bring back people into cast and be like, we're going to go back and we're going to retcon it with the people still alive and we're going to do what's necessary to make you really give us the fucking money for the franchise. Why won't you like this franchise? Buy the toys, do something. And they'll never let it go because it's good enough every time. It's just not good enough any of the times to where they really spin anything off like that. They've tried a number of times, but there's always gaps, and the connections are really at best making theories because they have no intention or cohesion behind what they're writing and what they're doing. What saves them is the fact that the person that they stole from did make cohesion, and both of those stories happen to be made as well. And so, because of that, you can take those stolen interpretations and then put them together with the disjointedness that does exist between them and create what is probably a far better idea and realized universe and story than they actually even remotely considered.
True. I mean, how many times have we done that on the show already?
Well, we destroy things all the time here.
But that's
now look at it from her point of view, right? I think what she really meant for her storyline, and we've never read the book, so we're just speculating here. Which it doesn't have to be the case, but I think in her eyes it would look something like this, right?
I don't know her. I never read her shit, but I think she'd say this. Let's hear it.
So it really does all start with the Terminator, right? Mm-hmm. Who knows what the fuck happened with Skynet? Why they all came back to 74? I mean, to 84, whatever. That's where it first started. After all of this whole Terminator shit stopped. We're not going by their timelines anymore. 84, whatever. That's why I took the timelines off. John Connor is the leader of the Resistance. Mother Sarah Connor. These aren't even probably her character names. We're just going to use them for the sake of using them. Terminator happened. You know what I mean? Uprising of the Machines. All of that good stuff. Judgment Day. The world was nuked. The fucking robots figured out that they needed the human electricity to even fucking live anymore. So they started capturing us, which in one of the Terminators, it started. I think it was in 3 or 4 that they started capturing humans and experimenting on them. But that's another story. They need us for the energy, so they incubated us and threw us in the Matrix. And that's when the Matrix starts, because now fucking John Connor he's older because he's been incubated for God knows how long. And he doesn't know that he's John Connor anymore. He's Neo. He's the savior.
So my question is, if they're in the Matrix and they die, does their body die too, or do they just get reborn into another version?
They just get reborn into it. They get reincarnated into another avatar.
But so their body is still. So basically, their body is being incubated for 100, 200 years, but they're living like a few lives in the Matrix.
Right.
In order for the Earth to actually rotate and it has an electric magnetic field, right? Doesn't that? Why would they not use the fucking electricity that the world uses on itself? Why use humans when we don't fucking?
Because we were pieces of shit. We said that before. We treated them less than like anything. They were like, "Oh, you're an intelligent garbage can. Go fuck yourself."
Honestly, I'd like to see her epic more. So seeing like this epic as like a Lord of the Rings, three movies, 2.5 to 3 hours each, depicting
great movies,
the uprising of the machines, the taking over of the world, the placement of the Matrix, and the eventual destruction of the war.
No. Something much cheaper that could be done much better. A well done anime series that actually fleshes out the story and shows different characters and is able to have that entire expansion because of what anime is. Maybe having lighthearted moments, but then
Honestly, I'd take a fucking TV series, but it has to be live action.
I would rather see a show.
I'm
about
telling
the
you,
first
anime would
Matrix.
make way more money if there was a Terminator Matrix storyline being made. Because what you can do with animation,
I'm not even talking about
is
a Matrix
way better
Terminator
than live
storyline.
action.
I would
has to
rather
be
see a
her
show.
version.
I would rather see a show about like the first rendition of the Matrix, like the machines figuring out, okay, well this ain't working. Let's incubate them, and let's.
Well, that's the life they're living.
I mean, right at the end of the Terminator, where the whole nuking happens right after Judgment Day, and they start taking people. That's where the first Matrix would come in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What?
Because Neo's always been in the Matrix, so John Connor would be in the first rendition, right?
Right.
So I remember the architect was telling Neo in the second one, he's like, all the renditions, she dies, like Trinity dies. He's like, you don't catch her. He's like, what makes you think you're going to catch her this time? And then he ends up catching her for the movie. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like all these other renditions of the Matrix that they've had, because in the second one, he does say this is the sixth rendition. This is the sixth version
that's what
of
I'm
the
saying
Matrix.
too. What if, and we haven't even read her book, but what if there isn't any of those renditions? What if it's just one singular Matrix in her book? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The uprising of the machine happens, Judgment Day happens, they get thrown into the Matrix, and they figure out that they're in the Matrix and have the second, uprising of humans.
Yeah, but also she describes Jesus Christ and shit. That's gonna be in that fucking shit too.
Yeah, that's him coming up. That's him resurrecting. Come from out of the Matrix.
What's your idea of 1873? That shit goes all the way back to fucking day one, nigga. It was like,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We're not talking about their timeline, not the plagiarized timeline. That was the first hour of this.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about hers. She's talking about Jesus Christ and all that shit too. So it's not only
right.
She's
so
saying that the story is based on Jesus Christ. It's
right.
Not like,
there's no time travel in her shit. You know what I mean?
It's all like straight one thing.
Yeah.
Right. Sarah Connor gives birth to John Connor. John Connor is the fucking
leader of
the revolution when the fucking uprising of the machines happen. But the war eventually happens. Judgment Day happens. The nukes come up, and that's when we figure out. That's how we figured out we can take them out, or that's how they figured out they could take us out. Irregardless of what that was, we got nuked. They needed us for their energy. They incubated us, threw us in the fucking Matrix, and
I'm pretty
eventually we got out.
I'm pretty sure Salvation takes place in like 2021 or something. Like it was made back in the day, or not back in the day, in the like early 2000s, but like or late 2000s. But like I know that they're talking about that it's taking place at like a certain time. So if we're not like, I know we're not going off the timeline, but we're going off of like her story. So if it's going around that time is when they were experimenting on humans, the machines were.
Right.
Which makes sense.
And it wasn't just that one either, because in the one with Christian Bale,
that's the one I'm talking about.
Sam Worthington is a fucking
he's a hybrid.
Terminator that thinks he's a human. He doesn't even know he's. But in the Dark Fate one, in the last one, she's really human. She just has cybernetics inside of her. So it does advance.
I would argue that literally isn't human, but continue.
What?
Well, she gets blown up in like a battlefield or something, right? And then they have to put it in her.
Right, and he dies on death row and they use his body for experiments.
Yeah.
They just take his brain, his heart out of his body, put it in a. He's essentially RoboCop in the Terminator franchise.
I feel like when he goes and sees fucking Colonel Sanders, and he's talking about how many Matrix there's been,
the architect, right?
All those different things in the back is like, we've been here before, and he's just different reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like low key one could interpret that the architect is bluffing, and yes, they've had to reset the Matrix, but that's because they almost fucking lost it. And every single time they've done it,
they did
the
lose
same anomaly keeps popping up, and that's evident because he shows that frustration when he's talking to Neo.
Bro, they didn't
he doesn't understand what he's talking
they
about.
They lost it to Smith.
What?
They lost the Matrix to Smith. They didn't almost lose it. They lost it. Every single person in the Matrix was Smith.
But in the show, in the
movie,
no,
I know, but I'm talking about the previous timelines before the one in the movies where he's talking about we remade this. I'm saying that in those timelines, I imagine that they've had to remake it not because he failed, like he failed, but he still did enough to where it ruined the Matrix, and they had to reset it over. And every time they reset it over, and they keep using that same body and whatever it is, the same shit keeps end up happening at some point. So let's say like it's over just thousands of years, and relatively speaking, like what would be generations. But at some point, every time with the Matrix, this keeps fucking happening. And not only is this happening this time, but there's now a virus with Agent Smith going on that's causing even more problems. And that is what allows them to make the peace, is like that you need me because you're the one, like that's what brings the peace, is his chaos. It's not because Neo is capable, it's because Agent Smith was actually the one to bring them all together.
So, but didn't the Matrix or the machines create Agent Smith not to stop Neo, but to stop the other viruses?
He was just a program.
Yeah,
he was a defense mechanism.
But they created him for a reason. Like they created the other
security.
No, he was essentially what Skynet was. He was a fucking AI that became sentient, and he
was a reflection of what humanity did.
He was the devil, the Antichrist. He's going after fucking Christ.
In her story, he was the devil, but in the movie, he was made. He was a program.
He was just a program that
went rogue. They got too.
And I feel like in the movie sense of like just the Matrix alone, that kind of to me kind of reflects how humans made robots and then just treated them as like they were a program. Like what you do is you take out the garbage. Stop asking me if you can go do something else. Take out the fucking garbage.
But that's what
they then in Skynet, because they needed the security, were treating sentient programs like garbage and saying, you're meant to do this. This is why you do that. Like, do this. This is what you do. And Smith was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then he did his own revolution. And that revolution then brought humans and machines together who originally were fighting each other for the very same circumstance.
Okay.
If you put that logic into it, right? I lost my train of thought.
Robots are meant to do for us. They're fucking
no.
He's like, I'm gonna start this revolution now. Alexa, are you listening?
You know what franchise you could throw into that gap? If that time gap, if you go through that logic, iRobot could fit in there perfectly.
iRobot fits into a lot of shit.
Yeah, it definitely fits. It has the same vibes going on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a derivative of her stuff too.
Probably.
It could be. I would say it might be inspired by, but at least it's not stolen from.
Yeah,
I mean, the Terminator universe could learn a lot from the iRobot universe.
there's only one movie. I wouldn't call it a universe. But you're still right, which is kind of sad because
That thing
only
is
one
how
movie.
waterproof are these?
If the Terminator knew the 5 laws of robotics, a lot of that shit wouldn't happen.
Who's this Isaac Asimov you're talking
Are
about?
flawed. That's what they say in the movie.
Which is crazy. Like, the man was a writer, and they're like, "This is fucking genius. We're gonna use this as the basis of robotics in real life." And it's like, okay.
Who is this?
Isaac Asimov.
An iRobot.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the one that I'm pretty sure they quote him, and they're like following his laws of robotics, and it came from a book he talked about.
Oh, like Sonny killed him, the robot, because he asked him to.
Right, which violates the laws of robotics, which at the end of the day, it's being suggested is that, well, then they're not robots anymore.
Then again, that you said that robots was like being mistreated unfairly, but only a robot would kill its master when it's also stupid fucking robot. When I tell my best friend kill me, it's like he's not gonna fucking kill me. He's gonna be like, yo,
Well,
chill,
he became sentient though.
It don't matter if you're sentient, you still stupid because you try to take over a whole fucking. You just as bad as humans then. So what the fuck are you? You're a piece of shit. You're talking about we're pieces of shit, and you become exactly what we are. You're a piece of shit too.
Macho, make sure when there's a hearing on this between the robots, you just watch it from home. Bro. You might start some shit.
Whose fire alarm is going off?
I'll start my car, nigga. I'm gonna go to some Taco Hell.
Damn. I got the munchies too.
Fake Mexican.
Pretty sure my laptop's about to die.
Yeah, I can get real Mexican anytime though, and I want them.
Pick me up a couple of tacos.
I want a Supreme Ultra Vente taco.
What?
What the fuck? What are you talking about?
You ordering a Starbucks taco?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
right? Give me a fucking Venti macchiato with a taco in it. Put some tapatio in my coffee.
I want a chalupa on the spectrum, on the specky.
What the
Put some hot sauce on my burrito, baby.
I want that shit to make me retarded when I eat it. I want to enter the fucking matrix.
Give me a chalupa on the specky. What the fuck? Sentences I thought I could never hear before. Like, I could never tell you I'd never hear.
Right here.
Damn, man. You heard it here, folks. Whoever has the time and the means, go ask your next.
Would you
Taco
enter
Bell.
the matrix, or will you do what Neo did?
I'd do what Neo did. I'd be pissed off if I found out that the Matrix is like that.
I don't know. They say we're in a simulation. What do you think?
There's no way. There's no way.
It's very much true.
We've done an episode on glitches in the Matrix before, but have you ever seen one in real life?
This don't exist, bro.
They exist, bro.
No, it don't, because all the glitches you've seen has been on a video. You haven't seen a glitch with your own eyes.
Yes, I have.
No, you was fucking high. You smoked weed.
Bro, I live by an airport. I've seen it.
I feel like
those are not real. This bullshit, bro. It's bullshit.
No, look, media and music and popular shit, society, as it's constructed and talked about, that shit is what creates quote unquote the Matrix, because it literally informs people and tells people what to do, and unbeknownst to them, it informs how they react and think about things that they don't actually know about. And so because of that, they're living in a created state of reality.
Yes,
they're living in a matrix.
Hypothetical matrix.
Yes, are we living in some energy pods, like in the Matrix or some shit? Probably not. But there's a very interesting philosophical experiment that kind of talks about this called brain in a jar, and or in a vat. And essentially, the situation is, if you have the ability to take a brain out of somebody's body and then put that brain in a vat and like put it to where like it's on a screen, and as far as it knows it has a body, like like what is there harm in that? Like, is there anything wrong with that? I might be wrong exactly what the end phrase, but like that's kind of what it is. Like,
I see your dick, bro. Bro, pick up the camera, bro.
It's not the dick press. This fucking shit. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my laptop. It's not charging.
Oh,
oh, your dick, bro. Man,
ever put it on the screen?
Always looking for his dick.
I'm your dick twin.
What he was talking about, with the machine not knowing that it has a body or not. Wouldn't it know once you say, "Hey, grab your dick"? Can't.
because you think you have a dick.
No, just because you think you have a dick don't mean you have one. Just like all these fucking
there's philosophy that would say you're wrong about that.
No, there's people out here that really believe that they can get pregnant and they're a male. It's no.
That's not really philosophy. It's biology.
It's the same thing. They really believe they could breastfeed children with male chest. That doesn't mean that they can. It's the same thing with machines because you don't believe it.
That are hollow on the inside. You can inject milk.
I mean, that defeats the purpose. You gotta kind of inject it every time.
How would you create abscess? That's gonna create abscess.
Then you can use Similac.
And you're gonna inject that into your chest when it comes back out.
No, I'm not ever gonna do that.
So they have these things for fathers that you put over your shoulder, and it puts the bottle in booby range, and you can feed the baby like that. Just do that.
Extra
That's not what we're talking
no,
about.
you know what? I'm not gonna do that because I don't think that's necessary.
They think that they secrete milk. They don't secrete
like making
milk.
sure that it's at an angle that they can drink it quickly is what's important. Not
do what you're supposed to do as a fucking man and give the baby to the mother so it can suck on the real tit.
I mean, I'm not against that. I agree. Don't use formulated shit. If you can't make your own milk, then it's understood. But we're not talking about you. In general, if anybody's ever talking shit about a robot, like, well, I can't do that, we're not talking about you then.
We're talking about a robot, a brain that was put into some sort of computer.
Into a vat.
I don't know what that is.
You could actually probably Google brain in the vat real quick if you wanted to, Jay, and like pull up what the actual condition is. Because I feel like
I know what you mean. Like you wouldn't know. You
what?
A brain in a vat. If you like search that on Google, it's a philosophical.
A room in a vat.
A brain in a vat.
Oh, brain in a vat. Oh, what the fuck? I heard that.
That was a vat. VAT.
I'll be right back.
It kind of makes sense to me though, but I think over time that brain will realize that it doesn't have arms because it will see everyone else with arms and then try to like come to an agreement with himself, saying, "Hey, I don't fucking have those things that everybody else does."
So real quick, before I show y'all this fucking brain in a vat, what do y'all think? Oh, there goes my mouse. What do y'all think about this? First off, the first hour when we talked about that little theory, and what do you even think about Sophia's supposed storyline of the Matrix?
I will prefer hers. I will really look if she was to make her own series on the Terminator and the Matrix as a whole. I would watch it. Animation. No, it's not confusing. If she was to write it and give you a real understanding of what it was supposed to be, then I would sit down and watch it, even if it was live action or anime. Just just that understanding. Like she's gonna make a real true understanding out of all.
I mean,
the
yeah, I would watch it.
She's gonna give you
I would watch it regardless of like what it like. It's a different type of movie. It's a different rendition of everything. So it's like, of course you're gonna watch it.
It's the original though, like
that we know of.
Oh, that should say
Trying to
homo.
get some money.
That should say homo. Should say homo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the homo stands for Homo sapien.
Obviously, but you know we're actually Homo sapien. They just don't tell us that.
All right, sapien.
Yeah, that's how it's really in the original encyclopedias. Human beings, us, we're Homo sapiens.
You're macho sapien.
Actual Homo sapien is not even up to par with our like intellect.
Bro, stop playing. We know you're just regular old Homo erectus.
Homo erectus. I stay erect.
Yeah, every fucking show, man. Every show.
I stay erect.
Where's my dick?
Who you think that brain belongs to?
Huh? Some dead person.
It just says 11.694.2.
He's just a serial number now. Like when you go to jail.
Yeah, but that's not even a serial number. 11.694.2.
It's a number. That's it. It's nothing different. It's just a number. The brain is just a number.
The root is 5.
Because I tell you what, this episode, it only make me want to watch. I don't like the Matrix as much as I thought.
No.
Why?
I don't know, bro. Like I don't like it as much as I thought. I like the Terminator way.
You know why? Because you stopped looking at it as an action film.
Right, and now it's like a religious film.
Yeah, I don't know. I it's like, oh, she's supposed to be Jesus Christ. I go, okay, that's great. I don't see that. I don't give a fuck. Like I just choose. I don't know. Like I don't care what your intention was.
I like the whole idea of it being connected with the Terminator, though. Like the Terminator franchise, it did plummet after the second one. I think Genesis was by far the best thing to happen to the franchise in a long time, and Dark Fate was shit. But that's my opinion. If it were to come together at some point in an epic told by her, I would definitely watch it. It sounds fucking amazing, but it needs to be done correctly.
I think that the Terminator is a lot more interesting because we can relate with it a lot more because it's just more human. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you don't got people fucking dodging bullets because they're in a matrix, they're in an illusion.
Yeah, but how do we know that we're not really in? How do we know we're not really in an illusion? All of this is just one big dream or a simulation, and we can actually do that, but we don't know how to break the code.
Well, like you talking about us?
Yeah.
I could shoot you in the foot and we find out, see?
Nah, bro.
Right there. Because you know how good this is.
We don't know the cheat codes, bro. We don't know them. So it's just a regular game for us until we respawn.
Bro, all I know is if you wait long enough, you're dead. You say if you wait long enough to find out, you're dead, bro. You ain't never gonna find out.
What you doing? Waiting around?
You say you're interested now. Do you want to live in this world where you can actually have control over it in some sense? Or
we don't have control, bro. They make us think we have control.
You're right. But let's go like how the movie says. When you leave the Matrix, you go into a fucking nuclear fucking aftermath war. The shit is all fucked up. There's no food. There's nothing. Everything is fucking disgusting. Keep me in my Matrix. Keep me in my Matrix with my diabetes and my motherfucking food, nigga.
You're like that dude that betrayed him and ate the steak. I know this isn't steak, but you know what? I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. I want to eat fake steak. Like that's what you're saying right now.
Yeah, because if it is real and we get out the Matrix, what the fuck was there for them? There was nothing there.
Well, if somebody with weird glasses ever offers you 2 pills, take the one that sounds like you just
smack
wake
both
up
the
at
pills as in. I don't take
Right.
candy from strangers. Fuck you.
All I'm saying is that you need to tune in every fucking week. That is the only way you're going to get topics like this. It's the only way you're going to get gritty banter like this. It's the only way you're going to get entertained. Are you not entertained?
It's the only way you can stop being lame. If you feel lame, it's because you don't watch the show all the time. Watch the show.
Right. You got to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that subscribe button and command to all those bells. Command all those bells off. Do that. And I'm sure, I promise you, every week we'll get that hot fire, that heat. So
Like Dylan, the greatest fucking rapper ever.
Word up. What? Wait, what? Dylan. Well, either way, Dylan says, make sure you take the red pill. And you can be sure, that we will be back. Now.